Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 1114. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper. I invite you to check it out at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, basically, got my iPad. I'm telling you what's happening this weekend here in Durham. And then you can click on the link here on Facebook and then join me on camera, shoot the breeze, share information, etc. So today, let's start with the Word page. That's the Government and Nonprofit Information page. Let's see, APS of Durham, that is the Animal Protection Society of Durham. They have like a pantry, pet pantry, where you can pick up cat food, dog food, and or sometimes they have kitty litter as well. So if you want to help, they accept help as well in terms of donations to their various programs that help animals. And like I said, if you're in need, you have to set an appointment, let them know online when you are available to pick up the food and or kitty litter, and they can help you out with that. All righty, let's scroll down. Sister Cities. Now, Sister Cities of Durham's third annual Festival of Nations is going on right now because it's online this year. So you can see cultural performances, etc., of all of our sister cities, including Durham as well. So that's available online on YouTube, okay? And that is going to be all this month of November. So check it out. Lots of fun and culture available online, and it's really beautiful. And join Sister Cities if you're interested in different countries and cultures, etc. All righty, let's see next. Now, the city of Durham has this Fat Trapper Kit program. They do not want us to pour fats, and some of us don't know any better, but just to let you know, fats and oils, even meat juices, are not supposed to be poured down the drains. So it can clog up the system, etc., and cause a lot of damage. So the city's giving away these Fat Trapper kits. I actually I made a little demonstration yesterday during yesterday's show. And basically, you can get either just the Fat Trapper receptacle, or you can get the refillable aluminum resealable bags where you pour the fats and juices into that, place it in the receptacle, then later you can twist it shut and then dispose of it in the garbage. Or you can get the whole kit. You can get the whole thing, the receptacle and the resealable bags. And if you need more than one, let them know, and they can send you more than one. All right, all that information is on the Word page. All righty, also the city has a water hardship fund to help you if you've fallen behind in your water bill. Find out about that on the Word page. Also find out about the Durham County Department of Social Services HOPE program, Housing Opportunity and Prevention of Evictions. Save your house. Save your apartment. Read about that on the Word page. All right. Just to let you know, just real quick, I do mention this every day, but they can help you for up to 6 months with your rent and or utilities if your job has been affected by COVID-19 and you're behind in your rent. All right. Let's see. That's it for the Word page. Let's go to the School Tools page, which is strange to do on a weekend. But it's not that strange because the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences, EcoExplore, and the Prairie Ridge Eco Station, they're co-hosting Ask an Entomologist. That's going to be tomorrow, believe it or not, from 3 until 4. So students from kindergarten through 8th grade can ask questions about what I call bugs. So it should be really, really interesting. It's a free online event. And again, that is going to be tomorrow. Ask an Entomologist. Super fun. All righty. Let's go now to the health page called To Your Health. And of course, I got your COVID-19 information in terms of where to get all the tests, the free tests, et cetera, et cetera. Information about the app called Slow COVID NC. I just downloaded it yesterday. And that's where you turn on your Bluetooth. And then as you walk around, drive around, whatever, throughout town, you will be notified if you've been exposed to someone who has tested positive recently for COVID-19. So it's really interesting. Also find out how you can get help if you have been instructed to to quarantine for a couple of weeks and you're worried about your finances, groceries, etc., the state can help you out with all of that. Read about that on the Word page. I'm sorry, I'm on the health page, aren't I? The To Your Health page. Sorry about that. Also, let me see. Wait 1 second here. Because there's something going on today, I thought. Let me see. Just bear with me as I scroll down here. So much information. Oh, right. So this weekend, if you need a free COVID-19 test, so on Saturday, since today's Saturday, Durham County Department of Health, from 9 to 7, they have drive-through capabilities for taking the test. Also, El Centro Hispano, that's at the Lakewood Shopping Center over there by the Scrap Exchange, and that is from 10 until 6 today. Saturdays, I should say, drive-throughs available. Also tomorrow, the Durham County Department of Health, of course, it's downtown on Main Street, and drive-through available on Sundays, 9 to 7. I think that's great. I thought there was something special today. Wait just a second. Aha, there it is. So the Durham Academy of Medicine, Dentistry, and Pharmacy, they're offering free COVID-19 testing at St. Joseph AME Church. That is going on right now until noon. They have walk-ins and drive-throughs. So they're all accepted. You can also set an appointment, but since it's already 10 o'clock, what the heck, you can just head out there. And the service is made possible through a partnership with the Community Health Coalition and the Old North State Medical Society. Thank you for that. Okay, I think that's it for the health page. Yes, it is. And let's see, let's go to the praise page. There's a conference going on today. So it's the second and final day of the Carolina Islamic Council's CIC workshop. So that was yesterday and then today. So right now the community leaders, oh, that's right. I'm so used to doing this at noon. So yeah, so starting at 10:30, so I haven't missed that. Okay, so 10:30, community leaders will have a meeting online. So hopefully it's not too late to sign up for that. The link can be found on the praise page. Okay, now also today at noon, okay, there's going to be a talk on is Islam in crisis? That's going to be again at noon. And then at 2 o'clock, there's going to be a discussion, bring forth your evidence, verifying our Islamic sources. This is all free. And in fact, you don't have to sign up. I just noticed here. It's actually all on YouTube, so you don't have to sign up. The link is right there on the praise page. All righty, now let's go to the sports page. Just to let you know, the Durham Parks and Recreation has a lottery system. If you want to visit Lake Mickey or Little River, you enter the lottery today for tomorrow. They choose the winners at 6 when they pull the names, and then they send texts to people who will be able to visit Lake Mickey and Little River tomorrow. And as you know, it's open through from Friday through Monday, so you can enter the lottery tomorrow if you want to visit on Monday. All right. Right now, the Durham Farmers Market is happening in Durham Central Park until noon. I'm on the Let's Go page, by the way. And then the Durham Craft Market also until noon in Durham Central Park. The South Durham Farmers Market, they in their winter hours, 9 until noon on Saturdays now, and they are south on Highway 55. And the Nehemiah Christian Center, they have their big Give Back Grocery Giveaway. That started just a couple of minutes ago, and that is through noon. Okay, they're on Mangum, downtown. I always like to point out, if you're on the bus or on foot, try to get one of those folding shopping carts because it might be hard to walk around carrying a big box. And if you're driving, just pop the trunk and they'll place the box inside. All righty, let's see. Oh, today's the last day if you want to be a guest craft vendor at the Durham Craft Market's Shop Small Saturday, which is going to be in a couple of weeks on November 28th. But this is the last day that you can apply. If you're not a member already of the Durham Craft Market, you can be a guest vendor. So sign up, click on the links on the Let's Go page and get that going. Now, starting at 11 o'clock, White Rock Baptist Church will be having their community food distribution from 11 until 1. Okay, and they want you to drive up on the Fisher Development side of the church and you can click for more information if you don't know what that is. Also today, ICNA Relief and Jamaat Ibad Ar-Rahman, they're co-sponsoring the drive-through neighborhood food pantry giveaway. That's going to be from 2 until 4. Same deal, pop open the trunk or just open the back door of your vehicle and they'll place the box inside. And if you're on the number 5 bus, buses are free, by the way, and, or on foot, if you live in the neighborhood, just, again, make sure that you have one of those rollaway carts. All righty, let's see. Downtown Durham Inc. wants us to come back downtown, eat, hang out, enjoy ourselves, enjoy the street musicians. So it's called the Streetery from 5 until 9:30 on Fridays and Saturdays, courtesy of Downtown Durham Inc. Now, for tomorrow, there's boomerang bags. Don't Waste Durham. They're having a boomerang bag sewing party. A boomerang bag is a cloth bag made by a volunteer. Instead of using the single-use plastic bags, you can use a boomerang bag. You can pick it up from various locations and keep it and use it later or return it for someone else to use it. It's just to cut down on waste. So if you'd like to participate, if you're a good sewer or ironer, I don't know if that's the word, I just made it up. They're doing this tomorrow at noon. Let's see, let me make sure. Yes, it's at So Crafty from noon until 4. And a big hello to Tony. She's the owner of So Crafty. And Boomerang Bag Sewing Party, you can sign up for that. They're playing it safe in terms of how many people can be in one spot at the same time. Everybody will be wearing masks, so you can sign up. They have different shifts. And so visit their Facebook event page for more information. The link is right there on the Let's Go page. Also tomorrow, last but not least, the Village of Wisdom, Hey Awesome Girl, and Monet, hope I'm saying this right, Monet Noel Marshall. They're co-hosting Dear Black Genius, the wisdom behind the scenes. That's going to be tomorrow, 4 until 5. Celebrate knowledge while learning about tools and resources that create ideal environments for Black learners. How about that? It's going to be tomorrow, 4 until 5. It's free and it's online. The link right there on the Let's Go page. The weather is 57 and sunny. It's not too bad. It's a little airish, as my great-grandmother used to say. So it's 57 and sunny, going up to 64. It's going to be sunny all day. And then tomorrow it's going up to 73. I'm so excited. 73. It might rain, but that's okay. 40% chance of rain, but 73. Can't beat that in November. Okay. Oh, Patricia White, good morning. Let me put your comment on the screen here. Very happy to have you here. I was so busy just looking at my notes, I didn't realize you had said hello. So hello. And waiting in the wings, I spot Guy R. Cook from the Guy R. Cook Report. I do hope that you listen to his podcast. Let's see what's new in Walla Walla, Washington. Guy, what's new?
Oh, yeah. Well, you just talked about the boomerang bags.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that you can take those shopping bags to the store. They don't allow them in Walla Walla. If you bring a boomerang bag to the store, you must leave it in your car. And then when you're in the store, they're going to give you your whatever you're getting in a plastic bag. And then you can put it in the boomerang bag after you get outside. But you can't bring them in the store.
Well, here's the confusing thing about Durham, because some stores are allowing bags, outside bags, and some stores are not.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of iffy, but still, it's nice to know that you can get a boomerang bag if you don't like.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
My grandmother, way back in the 60s, she had these big Mexican straw bags that she used to take when she went grocery shopping.
I've seen those.
So,
yeah.
So, do I look any different today? Because I had quite the scare. Do I look I look clearer to me. Do I look clearer to you? Not my skin. I mean my whole.
I think you're wearing a jazz shirt. That must have something.
Oh, shout out to the Jazz Institute of Chicago, where I used to work. No, but here's the thing. I had quite the scare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I get that too. Sometimes when I go in the bathroom to shave in the morning, there's an old guy looking back at me. It's not just the bathroom. I can go to other mirrors in any part of the house. the guy follows me. It's weird. Anyway,
Not that kind of scare.
okay.
Although that is pretty wild.
Yeah.
But actually, so last night, Apple Mac had a system software update.
Right.
So I always
You did the update.
They
Yeah.
often say don't be the first to update, but I usually click on update. I figure what the heck. So I set up today's show.
Yeah.
And StreamYard couldn't find my camera.
Ah.
And so I wasn't going to do the show. And then I said, well, I should still do the show and just do it audio. But then I scrounged around. I knew I had a Logitech video, what do you call it? Webcam.
Yeah.
So with like 1 minute to go.
You know what? You are, I just spotted it. You know what the difference is? Lean your head over a little bit to your right. See how the Chicago poster is a little bit blurry? Your camera is focused on what's, I mean, you can still see the word Chicago, but it's not as crisp as it used to be. Your focal length is different. Yeah. I think now that you say that, and I was looking at the background, because see, like, if you lean over again, you can see that reflection over your left shoulder.
Usually I cover that up. I forgot to. That's my TV, and actually I can show you what I usually do.
Oh. Aha! Magic. Ba-ding! Bazinga!
There. No more glare.
You couldn't hear all the words I said. I said she's going to do magic. You know, I saw a magician the other day walking down the street. I thought, well, that's kind of cool. He turned into a grocery store. Oh,
that's good. That's your first really good joke. That's a good one. You turned it. I like that.
Yeah.
But the scare is I don't know if it's a StreamYard thing or a Mac thing.
Right.
So I do hope that I'm sure people will notice. People who live stream will immediately notice that their cameras. I don't know. I hope it's more than StreamYard though, because if it's just one app or one platform, it might not be noticed right away.
Is your camera built into your device or is it separate?
Usually I use the not Facebook, the my laptop.
Yeah. So the camera's built into the lid, right? And
it wasn't recognized, but thank goodness I have this third party webcam. I've had it for a few years, and I think I look a lot clearer. And you're right about the fuzziness in the back. It's a more professional camera.
Yeah, it is. I would keep that one. That's a better look for you.
Well, the problem is I can't use my good microphone. I don't know if I sound any different. Do I sound? I don't know.
I thought you were using the good microphone.
Oh, well, maybe I don't. Okay.
I can't.
Maybe I really don't need it.
God, what'd she do to her mic? No, it's not happening at all.
Okay.
Not a bit. It's
okay. Well, maybe I'll just stick with this camera, especially, until this is at least solved. And I do have an actual, I think it's called a bus, where I can plug in various USB. So if I need to, I can plug in my. Yeah,
it's a bus. I understand. Like an extension cord, like one of those power strips. It's got like several
USBs.
Ports on it.
Yeah. So if need be, I can do that. It's not that big a deal. But since you're not noticing any big audio difference, maybe I don't need to use. This is the mic that I usually use. It's the Blue Yeti. It's a really nice one.
Yeah.
Woo.
For what you paid for that Blue Yeti, you could buy the microphone I'm using about probably 5 times.
Yeah, you told me about that crazy mic you got for $1.50 or
no. This one, the one I'm using right now, 50 cents.
50 cents.
To buy it new, it's made by Logitech. It's probably the bottom of their food chain for microphones, but it works great. It works in Linux and it works in Windows. Hey, I'm happy.
Okay.
It's gonna. I sound just like I sound, so
You're really clear. But like I tell folks, especially folks who are watching, who are trying to get up the nerve to do what we're doing, which is appear on camera and just talk. And by the way, this is a good place to
hang out.
test the waters if
That's
you're
right.
thinking of doing this. But just use what you have. You don't need anything fancy for live streaming.
Yeah, we don't have a cover charge at the Bull City.
No cover charge, no special. You can use your phone. Because now with StreamYard, which is what I'm using, where you can have up to 10 people on camera at a time, you can use your tablet, your phone,
any device,
whatever you got.
Because if once you have the link, it's all on your browser. So if your browser can get to the gobbledygook URL that she'll put in the comments on Facebook, bazinga, you're there.
Yep.
I'm sure you put the link other places, but that's just where I go.
Right.
And speaking of where I go, but I've got a screen share. I noticed yesterday.
Okay. Let me click on it.
I've bragged to you several times about Hrefs. Okay.
Okay. What is
this?
that?
This is Hrefs looking at. I need to zoom that bigger.
Just a little bit.
Okay. We'll try to do that.
Backlinks. What is a backlink?
Okay. A backlink is something they tell you that you need to have for your search engine optimization to make more shouts about the Bull City Hangout. You would want to generate backlinks. You would go to other hangouts, maybe the Milwaukee, Wisconsin hangout, and say, hey, I'll link to your hangout if you link to mine, right?
Oh.
So it's a win-win.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's called a backlink.
And in days of yore, they call them reciprocal links, where you reciprocate to a person that links to you. Now the reason
I kind of do that because I ask people like for example, like if I follow, for example, Sister Cities,
right,
and then I'll notice that they have reciprocated by following me.
There you go. Now, where you get the value of if Sister Cities did good. Now, for the sake of throwing somebody under the bus, this is the backlinks list for the POBSA, which stands for Port Orchard Bay Street Association. The Main Street, like Main Street downtown Port Orchard, Washington, is Bay Street. And so the merchants that are there, sort of like a chamber of commerce, kind of, they've got together, formed this group, and they've got a website, and it does pretty darn good for just what they're doing. But I noticed today, remember how I always bragged about Pinterest?
Yeah.
Well, you'll see the second entry there, Pinterest has a DR of 97.
DR.
And what that means, let me go to the link.
Okay.
Can you see that screen there?
Ooh, so small. No, I can't really.
Okay. DR is domain ranking, and it shows the strength of a referring website's backlink profile compared to others in the database at Hrefs on a 100-point scale. So the bigger the number, the better the domain ranking is. So if you're getting backlinks, we'll pick on Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's hope that nobody's awake and watching. If Milwaukee is the StreamYard backlink, or StreamYard backlink, it's the backlink from them to you, and it comes up with a really low number, well, then you want to say, I'm not chasing those guys that have a domain rank of 22 when I can get somebody that has 88.
How do you determine what a backlink is? That's when your link appears on their website? Yeah. I mean, their post or whatever?
Yeah. Well, see, the Hrefs goes out and looks for your domain name, right?
Okay.
And your absolute, it's called canonical, the technical word.
Okay.
Is if you're going to type in a link to go to the Durham Skyrider, you type in durhamskyrider.com, right?
Okay, yes.
Or maybe in some cases they type in www. Like you'll see the first backlink they got there is from Visit Kitsap, which is like the community, it's the CBA. They put heads in beds. Okay. And their anchor text for them is www.kitsap.org. kits, visit kitsf.com, whack Port Orchard. Okay. The next one down is Pinterest.com or www.pinterest.com, whack Pobza. Okay. And then the old reader, I'm not familiar with old reader. I have to look that up. But there's a profile in old reader. Oh, it looks like it's doing the anchor in the back link is, you can see it on the right hand column, the Port Orchard Art Walk. That's where they walk through town to different art galleries.
Yeah.
They go, this is a
we
picture.
We have something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the domain rank, they're doing pretty good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The number of links to that domain are gonna not necessarily give you the domain rank. The second one down for Pinterest, it only has 3 linked domains, 4 linked domains, but their domain rank, because it's Pinterest, I'm sure, has a rank of 97 out of a possible 100. That's doing pretty good.
So this means that you are getting your link out in the world in a good way.
That's why if you own a website, managing a website, I would encourage you to get the free to website owners Href tools, because Site Explorer, see up there on the menu bar at the top, that's one of the free tools that comes with it. And gosh golly gee whiz, kids, there's a lot of stuff in this. You can go into, I'll show you just one link real quick. You go into this menu on the left hand side. So what's a top page? No results. That's probably a paid section. So the pages that are best by links, and if they've crawled the site, they got to think about it a minute. There. These are ones that are doing
moved
the best
permanently.
Yeah. Now that means that it used to be www.pobza.com, and it's moved to just pobza.com.
Okay.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So they've dropped the www from their anchor. And
but they probably did that as a redirect so they wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what 301 means. That number you see there in the orange box, that's a 301 redirect.
Because you never want people to lose sight of you.
Right. Permanently moved is the 301 redirect.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
okay. Well, thank you. I did put some notes in the chat for people who want to check that out.
Yeah, hrefs.com. It's a winner. And then I can do one shameless shout out, right?
Okay.
These, way back in 1967, I worked on this school newspaper. Mm-hmm. And yesterday I found the website in 2020 for the Wahai Journal. Wahai is Walla Walla High School for short. I mean, can you imagine saying that into the phone every day, 20 times a day? You get tired of it. Mm-hmm. So the Wahai Journal, I pulled up their page, and out of, reflex, I started looking at their code. Mm-hmm. Line 89 of their source code, oh my God, the open graph tag for the image is empty. So if you were to share this link right now, the Wahai Journal link,
the graphics would be missing?
No, they just grab the header image and just a little top of it, and you don't even get to see the words Wahai Journal. You don't know what the heck it is. Mm-hmm. So this is a phone call to the high school, because yes, they're open, even though you're doing distance learning.
Yeah.
And then I talked to, 2 or 3 different people. I finally got down to where the buck stopped, the guy that took the message. Yeah. And I told him, I said, you tell who
IT person.
I remember the IT person, the one that's responsible for the website, to call Guy Cook. I gave him my phone number. Mm-hmm.
And so you hooked him up, apparently.
Well, I hope so. We'll know if the phone rings.
Okay, cool.
So anyway.
And then you have a second thing in the chat, I noticed. Do you have 2?
No, I have Wahai Journal.
Oh, Wahai Journal is the second link. Okay.
Yeah. That's this one that we're looking at. And then I put in the link for hrefs.com as the main URL
I got
to get to that website.
Okay, I got that.
So
Okay.
definitely, especially in the fourth quarter, find out how well your site's doing in terms of this database.
Mm-hmm.
Href has done, I think we did the count the other day. They're up to billions in their database of sites they've crawled.
Nice. I haven't
So,
checked it out yet, and with today being Saturday, I think I will.
yeah, if you get a question, like if you're trying to mount it and something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not real strong in the suit of Macintosh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I can usually find my way around other stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out and see what it says about the Skywriter.
Well, you know what they say: if it doesn't
If it
float,
floats, it dotes or something like that.
well, one of the things I found out is, okay, all of these search engines have a bot program that
Mm-hmm.
goes out to your URL and says, "What's going on?" Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, on one of the websites that I'm measuring the performance of, route6tour.com, they're coming back and saying all these images are broken images. They're not loading.
Uh-oh.
But they are. So I'm thinking somebody someplace at the hosting company is blocking the bot from crawling images to save bandwidth on them. Because every drop
Oh.
that goes out the pipe, somebody's paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd much rather have
So
Pat Murray.
who will be blocking it? The person owning the site? That doesn't
No,
make sense because he wants
the
you
person,
to see
the
the
person,
pictures.
the person that manages the hardware that hosts your website, like the boss IT person at Weebly, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
might say, if the bot comes in from anybody, we're not going to let them scrape old copies of the web page. They can look at the new one, but anything over a month old, they can't look at.
Okay.
Anything that's just an image, they can't look at. Anything that's a PDF file, they can't look at because
They're
they're
paying
just
for
doing
it.
yeah, they're just doing a crawl,
Mhm.
and it's not serving the interests of a user, even though the website owner might be the one that initiated the crawl.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
All right. All right. That's
so
cool. That's
you have a
cool.
good Saturday.
Yeah.
Have fun with
What's on your schedule for this weekend?
clean out the barn.
Good.
Got
Yeah.
guys
I cleaned out my
moving.
shed last month. Well, I couldn't believe all the stuff in there that I didn't need. This silly stuff.
Exactly.
This
I went to Home
silliness.
Depot and bought a bunch of boxes, little
Hmm.
small moving boxes with handles.
Hmm.
I'm gonna fill them up.
Yeah.
There's like the table saw is gonna go to the new digs, because I'm moving.
Well, if you want to save money, you can probably get, for dirty stuff that's already like dirty and like tools and whatnot. You can from a moving company buy used boxes for super cheap.
Oh, 98 cents a piece is pretty cheap.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool.
So that's what I'll use. Yesterday the wind blew like crazy. We have a little statue of a bear holding up a salmon out in the driveway.
Of course you do.
And the wind blew it down. That's how
Wow.
much wind there was. I mean, it was. Oh gosh, I never invested in one of those wind speed indicators. I
Yeah.
just look out the window and see how fast the fans are going in the garden.
Yeah.
But
We had a lot of rain, and we actually had a flash flood warning.
well, aren't you on
So
the edge of a hurricane going through there or something?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got an awful lot of. We were supposed to get like real thunderstorms, but we just got like rain, but lots of rain. In fact, my next door neighbor, they had like some kind of a plumbing problem, and that happened to me where a lot of debris entered the line and clogged up
Oh yeah.
my plumbing, so to speak, and they had to clear the plumbing. That's not the word. The pipe, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
from the street to wherever it starts. So they had to clear all that.
Yeah.
And they said,
when I lived in Port Orchard, there was a storm drain up on the corner.
Mhm.
Like there was my house, another house in the corner. Okay.
Mhm.
My house was 2 houses off the corner. And when it was a real hard rain,
Mhm.
there'd be a lake out there because the leaves and debris would plug up that drain. So
That used to happen on my block.
Yeah, I used to take the rake out there and rake the stuff away, and then the water would go down. Life
The,
was good.
the city came and did a whole bunch of digging. They fixed that because we used to have a lake on Cap Street whenever it rained really hard.
Yeah.
But the city told me that I was in danger of that happening again to my line because my house sits the lowest on the block. My next door neighbor.
And everybody runs off to your yard, and then you go out there with hip waders on to get to the car.
Oh, it's not that bad. Oh my goodness, it's not that bad. But yeah, so hopefully my neighbors can get that straightened out for free because mine was straightened out for free because the city came out and took care of it. So
there's a picture I won't soon forget because I fish. There's a species of salmon called chum salmon.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Our nickname is dog salmon. They don't sell them commercially, but they exist.
Okay.
And when there's a big hard rain, and the rain on the coast of Washington State floods so bad that the water runs up over the roadway.
Mm-hmm.
If they're at the right place at the right time, they'll get an image of a salmon swimming up the road.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like salmon. That's some good eating.
Well, chum salmon tastes great if you get them when they're bright. If you get them after they've turned dark and the flesh isn't pink anymore, then you've got one to fertilize the garden with. You don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I've.
Have you ever gone salmon fishing? I've only seen salmon fishing by bears. I haven't seen people do it.
No, I've caught a few. Yeah.
And actually, they use nets. They don't fish with the.
Oh, that's commercial. I've never done that commercial fishing.
Okay.
I've done rod and reel fishing off the bank.
How big are they in real life? The whole fish. How big is a salmon fish?
A nice one.
I've only seen canned salmon and.
Right.
Frozen,
okay. So a canned salmon, the flesh of the canned salmon. If you catch one that's like over 20 pounds, you got a decent fish.
Wow. It sounds big. How many?
They can get in Alaska, they can get up to 50. They can be huge in Alaska.
It's like what? I'm just guessing what, 4 feet? Are fish that big?
No,
3 feet?
When they get heavy, they get deeper in the body. It's like lengthwise, they're always going to be around probably 24, 25, 26 inches here in Washington State. Up in Alaska, in Alaska, when you get the big guys, a big king salmon in Alaska would easily reach the 4-foot measure. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, big ones up there.
And it'd be really strong to pull it in, right?
Yeah. It's not going to be little kids. My dad one time, rest his soul, I took him up to this place called Johns Creek, where I'd go to fish for chum. I took him up there the first day to see all the salmon jumping. Now, one of the things they don't tell you in school is the only salmon that jump are the girls. The hens jump.
What?
No. Why does the hen jump before they go to spawn? To break the eggs up into separate individual little eggs.
Wow. I had no idea.
You've never seen a skein of salmon eggs. They're all hooked together. When they're inside their body, when they're developing the egg, it's in a big, long skein. Well, when it's time to, just like a chicken, lay the eggs, they want them to come out one at a time.
Yeah.
So in order to break that skein apart, they'll go up and dive up out of the water 2 or 3 feet and then bam, back into the water.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. I thought all the salmon jumped. No. And in chum salmon, the boys, as they go into the spawning age, their lower jaw gets real distended and misshaped, and their teeth stick out. One guy told me, I don't know if this is true, fish stories, they're rampant when you're standing there in the fish. They said they get that way so they can encourage the girls to go up the creek.
Oh, okay.
They poke them.
You're like, hey, big boy. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
So anyway, it's a fun thing to do. And if you take your dad fishing or show him, I just showed him the spot, saying, this is where I go. We didn't have our poles with us or nothing.
Have you ever fished for sardines?
Smelt. I've fished for, which are similar in size. Sardines. Oh yeah, I have fished for sardines.
Mm-hmm.
And no,
They're so
not sardines.
little.
Not sardines. I haven't fished for sardines. I'm thinking of herring and smelt I've fished for, which are
Okay.
bait fish, similar in size. Now sardines can get big. They get up maybe a foot long if they get
Really?
fully.
Because in the
Oh
can
yeah.
they're so little.
Oh yeah, the little can size, but that same can size fish, it can get this big. Yeah.
Okay. Now this might sound really funny to you with your being in Washington State, but in Chicago,
Yeah.
there is a lagoon that is monitored and maintained by, I think, the Chicago Park District. And they they add fish according
Yeah,
to a
stock it.
schedule,
Right.
which is really funny. So in April, I think April is the month for smelts. And, I used to, when I was doing the Southside Scoop, I would always on the sports page let people know what fish they could get this month at
Right.
the lagoon over by the lake. So,
Now, do you
so
when you get
that doesn't sound strange to you that
no
people are putting fish in a place to for the
no stock?
fishermen.
There's a pond right here in Walla Walla, right up the street from me, like maybe 4 minutes. I could walk there. It's like
Mhm.
4 minutes away by car.
Yeah.
At Jefferson Park, and it's only for kids,
Oh,
like up
cute.
to the age 12 or 16 maybe.
Hmm.
And the last Saturday of April is opening day of fishing season,
Hmm.
and the Fish and Wildlife puts catchable rainbow trout into that pond.
Ooh.
And there's the pond. Sometimes I've seen like 50 or 60 kids around that pond
Hmm.
fishing for the trout. Sometimes little
That's
bitty kids.
cute. That's
Oh yeah,
cute.
yeah, 4 years old. And I always say I said, Dad, if you didn't bring a camera to catch a picture of your kid catching their first fish,
Hmm.
you're gonna regret that
It's like
forever.
missing a kid's first steps. I've taken
Yeah,
pictures because some of the parks here in Durham, we have about 4 state parks in the area,
yeah.
and one of them, I think it's Jordan Lake. They have a cast program. I forget what it stands for, but basically, it's where young ones can learn how to fish. And so
Ah,
I have taken pictures of little kids holding up their first fish.
oh
It's
yeah.
so cute,
That's a lot of wind in the sails for
so
sure.
cute.
I've
Absolutely.
I've got every. Let's see. I got. Oh, I don't have granddaughter. I got two granddaughters coming up. They're not old enough to fish.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're not even 1 years old. But when they do go fishing with yours truly
Hmm.
for the first time, I'm definitely gonna take a camera.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
yeah, I got pictures of all of my grandnieces. I can't think of anybody I don't have the first fish
That is so
picture of,
cute. That is so
because
cute.
that's those pockets in your fishing vest. You
Hmm.
just get one of those little throwaway cameras. You
Hmm.
once you take and that's what I got. So I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about drowning a camera that cost me $400 at the
Yeah.
camera
Right.
store.
Right.
I'm out $10 if I drown it. So
I got you.
not as painful. Not as painful. Hey, your spot's back. The sun has reached the sky
Oh, yeah.
to the point
That's my
of
sunspot.
yeah,
My Saturday sunspot.
the Saturday sunspot. Well, it's good that
Because
you even have one. I don't think we have any sun here. I'm looking out the window and not much view. And
that's
I got the
because, like I said, I'm doing my show 2 hours early. So the lighting is a lot different on
yeah.
Saturdays than the rest
Okay.
of the week.
So how did DJ Pitty Pat do? Did you get requests
Oh
that
boy,
way?
did I have fun. I had fun. Now,
Yeah.
for some reason, last week and this week, everybody was kind of subdued.
Uh
It
huh.
could be they're just worn out because of the politics and they're just
Yeah.
exhausted. I don't know. Or it could just be maybe people just had a bad week. I don't know. But yeah, didn't have the rampant dancing
Uh
that I
huh.
usually get. But yeah, but they enjoyed the music, but they were just very low key. But it's cool.
Okay.
So I play calm music instead of the raucous. I did play some rollicking dance tunes, but I'm
Rollicking.
mostly. Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
I've
That
not heard that
sunspot is.
word. Oh, it's on you, so I'm not. No big deal for me.
Yeah.
One
So
guy
yeah.
said, "Notice how I got glare on my glasses?" He said, "Take your glasses and just tip them up on your head."
Oh, there you go. It works.
Or I could invest. I don't know what it costs.
Those blue
They make
coated.
they make a lens that doesn't have
Mhm.
the reflection. So I
It has
may
some
have
kind
to
of a
do it.
blue coating or so. I think they're
I
like $14 or so on
yeah, it's
Amazon. It's but it. I mean, the non-prescription ones are under $20. I think it's for people who want to rest their eyes and not
oh
have
gosh,
for eye strain from staring at the screen all day.
you triggered a story as
Oh.
you oftentimes do. Prescription glasses, right? So
Hmm.
years ago, back 20 years ago, guy was a marketing director for the ninth biggest internet provider in Puget Sound.
Okay.
And so I would always go to Costco, it's a chain store, for
Hmm.
lunch because I love to people watch. You get the lunch really quick,
Hmm.
and then I'd sit there and watch the people going by. It was kind of fun. So one of my employees, that was on the sales force, said, "Oh, I need to go up to Costco. I'll give you a ride. I know you like to go up there for lunch anyway, and we'll have lunch
Hmm.
and I'll get my stuff."
A
I didn't even
dollar,
think
$1.35 hot dog.
no. Yeah. So
Hmm.
I get in the car with her and I
Hmm.
said, "Well, what do you got to go get at Costco?" "Oh, my glasses are coming back." She's driving with no glasses.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I said, "So in other words,
What?
you can't see the gauges." "Oh yeah, but I'll keep it between the ditches. We'll get there. Don't worry." "Oh yeah, right." So
Let me
from
off
that from
at the
then on,
stoplight.
from then on, I made sure that Deb had glasses on when she drove anywhere, because there's times when you just everybody would get in the same car, and she would always volunteer to take her car, and it was a little roomier. I had a little Datsun B210, so taking everybody anywhere was not a that wasn't a good
I
choice.
think glasses are like house keys and car keys. It's
Uh-huh.
best. It's best when you have more than one pair.
Yeah, have a spare, just like
Yeah.
a trunk of your car. There's a little tire back there.
Hmm.
There's a reason for that.
Exactly. I always have extra keys on me because taking care of an Alzheimer's patient, you learn to always have extra keys because you never know when you're going to get locked out. I would tell
Yeah,
my aunt, I'd say, TT, I'm going to do a little gardening. So I'll be right out here. So don't lock the door. Okay. She
right.
said, okay. As soon as I leave
Yeah,
the house, click.
click. Yeah, we're locked out. I yesterday, when my mom passed, was her purse, right? So you had to clean up the purse,
Mm-hmm.
and then we found all the stuff. Like mom had a 32 gigabyte thumb drive, nothing on it, totally blank, but it was on a
Cool.
key ring in her purse.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the facility that she was living in, the assisted living facility is what I'm trying to say,
Mm-hmm.
had a little cabinet that you could lock things up in,
Mm-hmm.
like your valuables, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the keys for that cabinet I gave back to Brookdale, but
Mm-hmm.
that's the name of the facility because they
Mm-hmm.
they had not ever received them, and I'm sure they had it on their dance card. We're going to have to hire a locksmith if they
Mm-hmm.
didn't have that
Mm-hmm.
spare tire in the trunk. Now, being as they treat Alzheimer's patients or Alzheimer's, however you want to say it, there's
Mm-hmm.
other words I use for that disease, and they would go up there and unlock it, and no harm, no foul. Just make another key, but this
Mm-hmm.
saved them a couple of bucks. They happen to make extra keys.
That's cool. It's
Yeah,
always good to have more than one.
yeah,
And
for sure.
same for car keys. I can't believe when people lock themselves out of the car and have to call some guy to come and they charge them 50 to $100. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not difficult to have an extra car key. I always have an extra car key like on my person because once I was at the radio station in Chicago and I turned I was going home, turned the key and it broke.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh my God. But luckily, it broke in such a way I could still pull out the rest of the key. I could extract the
Oh,
broken. But I had an extra key on me. So
my
it was
problem
not a big deal, but
with
still.
keys years ago. Another one of those years ago. Let's see. This would have been probably 2004 or five, somewhere in that era. I
Mm,
taught as a adjunct professor at the community college, and I drove my
cool.
pickup to work.
Hmm.
For some reason, I would get to the school, park in the faculty parking lot, get all my stuff rounded up, the syllabus and the courseware and stuff, put it in my briefcase, and not turn the key off.
Oh.
I did it so many times I ended up having to buy a battery for that pickup. Because one time,
that's goofy.
Yeah. So I don't know what the idiosyncrasy was to cause me to do that.
Wow.
But I learned then, after locking myself out of the pickup, and my wife, who worked a few blocks away, would come down. Oh, you did it again. And I get razzed and so forth. So I kept an extra key in my wallet. Just for those days when I would have that. We call it, and I don't know about North Carolina, but in Washington, it's called a brain fart when you don't remember.
Okay, I've heard that term. Yeah.
And so whenever
it doesn't. I think everybody who has an old vehicle also should have a battery thingy that you can plug into your what do you call it? The cigarette lighter, and charge your car, jumpstart your car if you need to.
Oh yeah.
I did.
We have one of those, but we had jumper cables on. We just went to the battery under the hood.
But sometimes nobody's around, yeah. And so they make them so that you plug the cable onto your battery and then run it and plug it into your cigarette lighter. And that I did that.
I would think the wire would be hotter than heck if it jumped the car that way.
No, I mean, it just takes a little bit to.
Oh, you leave it on there for like 5-10 minutes and then start the car?
And let it run for a bit.
I've never jumped a car that way through the cigarette lighter.
I did that because my first day working at Walmart, for some whatever reason, I left. Oh, I know what it was. I had to be at Walmart really early. And by the time I got to Walmart, it was light. I left and it was, kind of dark, and I had my headlights on. So when I arrived at work, the sun was up. And it didn't occur to me to turn off the light.
On. Gotcha.
So my first day at work, my car is dead when I get to my car. But I have this charger thing, and I was able to just not have to ask for help. And I was able to start it on my own. I think ladies in particular need to have that because, you never know who you're flagging down when you need help.
Last weekend when they had the NFL Sunday blah 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 on the network on Fox. Well, they talked about, here's a video you don't see very often. And do you know who Terry Bradshaw is? Is he famous enough?
Quarterback.
He was the quarterback for the Steelers, and now
I proofread a book on his life when I was a freelance proofreader. Yeah.
He's out there at some convenience store. You know how everybody's wearing a mask, right? He's wearing a mask. And so when they get this guy's car jumped, Terry Bradshaw is starting this guy's car. And he goes like this, touchdown, holds up his 2 arms.
Cute.
And the guy has no clue that it's Terry Bradshaw doing it. Well, there's somebody off in the parking lot. You know how the convenience store, you have several cars. And he recognized Terry Bradshaw. He's driving a Mercedes or whatever he was using. And so he's filming the whole thing with his phone, and he sends the movie into the NFL to put on the TV show. And you never think of a guy like that being the guy that's going to give you a jump start.
I think that's cool. That's very cool.
Guy. Yeah.
I actually have a Terry Bradshaw story, and it's from the book that I proofread. Yeah. Apparently, he had a very accurate throwing arm. And even though he was good throughout his career, he said he wasn't nearly as good as he could have been because there was an instance where he had been told he was a kid. What do you call it? A rookie. Yeah. He had been told not to throw the ball when it's wet.
Oh yeah.
And
too
so
slippery.
No, the weight of the ball. What happened was he picked up a thoroughly drenched football while he was on the sidelines warming up, and he threw it and felt something go in his shoulder. And he said that he was never really as good as, he was still excellent. Yeah. But he said he was never as accurate as
I've never heard that story. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I've always liked the quarterback stories. There was the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees, because he's been there for a number of years, was on 60 Minutes one night. And they said, Well, can you throw the ball pretty accurately? He's 30 yards away
Mm-hmm.
from the goalpost, those big upright
Mm-hmm.
goalposts.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I can hit the goalpost.
Oh.
And yeah, from 30 yards out.
Oh.
Well, yours truly, I don't know if I could throw a football 30 yards, let alone hit something.
Mm-hmm.
He starts going back, like they do the little
Yeah.
backward steps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Zoom, bing, hits the post.
Wow.
And so the
Okay.
guy kind of looked at it and said, "Oh, that was a lucky shot. You did it that
Oh,
first
shoot.
time."
I bet it wasn't.
Yeah, it
That's
wasn't.
cool.
It wasn't. He did it about 3 or 4 more times. And the guy says, "Okay, okay, I believe."
Mm,
That was incredible,
that's cool.
incredible.
That's cool. I
This one of
remember,
those recollections.
I'm not the biggest sports fan, but one way to get close to your dad is to develop a love for sports. So we
Uh-huh.
used to watch football with Pop. And I do remember that during the Bears, I don't know, the Bears are always known for defense in Chicago,
Right,
Chicago
right.
Bears. But watching the Bears, especially that year they won the Super Bowl,
Oh yeah, when
every, every
Mr. Payton was the running back. I
yeah,
remember that year.
every time I watched the Bears, I would learn a new rule because
Oh
they were
yeah,
so
they did have a
the
commitment
goofiest.
to
They
well,
always they always
Oakland Raiders. Now they're in Las Vegas, but when they were in Oakland years ago, back in the '60s, they were the dirtiest team. I mean, if they ever played a game and there was no penalties,
mm.
I'd be disbelieving it. I'd say, no, not the Raiders.
Well, let me tell you about the funniest play I saw.
Okay.
So the Bears have the ball, and the quarterback. Okay, wait. The guy who gives the ball to the quarterback.
The center.
That's the center. Okay, so the center. Let me get it right now. The center had the ball, and they snapped the ball. He put it on the ground and rushed forward. And so the whole line rushed forward, and then some individual from the Bears picked up the ball and easily ran it around and got a touchdown. And they were like, "That's
Wow.
not fair. You can't do that." But I guess the rule is as long as the ball has, I think it has to have a forward motion or stay in place. Nobody ever uses the stay in place rule because they always try to move it forward.
Right.
But it's not against the rules. So the guy laid the ball on the ground and charged forward, and it
And
was
that wasn't a fumble if he leaves the ball on the ground?
Nope.
Huh.
Because he placed it, he didn't drop it.
Huh.
And I was like, "What?"
I thought the play ended when the ball went to the. Oh, he never left the ground with it.
No,
When he was getting ready to go 1, 2, 3 hike, it was still sitting there, and then he went forward. I guess they could do that.
Weird.
Yeah.
The Bears would always do these weird, goofy plays to test everyone's knowledge of the sport. It was funny. It was funny. I enjoyed it because my dad enjoyed it, and because I don't know anything about football rules.
My wife never watched football till we got married.
Mm.
And now she's become a Seahawks fan, the Seattle
Okay.
team.
Okay.
Yeah. And she'll call up her brother Frank. Say, you're watching the game, aren't you? Did you see that call? That was no more pass interference.
That's cute.
And he's just laughing. He's just laughing because he can remember the day when she didn't know first down from second down. That was just like, huh?
What's a touchdown?
So, yeah. Do they make points for that?
That's cute. That's cute.
What was really funny is like if the other team gets the quarterback and downs him in the end zone, why isn't that a touchdown? Why is it called a touchback? That seems silly because they got the ball and they're in their end zone.
Yeah. Of course, it's not going to be a touchdown because that's the wrong.
Yeah,
that's the wrong end zone.
No, it isn't. It's their end zone. If they're on defense and they snag the quarterback because he's dropping back into the end zone because they're on the 2-yard line or something, that's where they're trying to score. Because now think about it, if that quarterback threw a pass, and one of the defensive guys intercepted it, a pick six, and runs it back, it's a touchdown, right?
Yes.
Because he's got the ball and he's going into that same end zone. So why is a touchback only 2 points? That makes no sense to her. That's just like the 3-point play in basketball. How come? Because it's farther away. Why don't they always have that?
Skill?
Well,
More skill, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't watched sports in a while. Actually, since my dad died, I guess I didn't have much use for sports after that. But they served their purpose. They were fun to watch.
Oh, Durham has got the Carolina Panthers. Now, where are they at? They're at a Raleigh, or I'm not sure where.
Charlotte, maybe.
Could be. I don't know.
Probably Charlotte. Probably Charlotte.
Someplace in the Carolinas, in North Carolina.
I'm sure it's got to be Charlotte because the only traffic tie-ups is for college sports around here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I think Charlotte has all of the pro sport. Although we do have the Durham Bulls, they usually don't tie up traffic.
You know what I have in common with the Duke University?
Hmm? You have what?
What's the mascot for Duke University?
Oh, it's the Duke Blue Devils, and it's this guy.
Guess what the mascot is? Remember the Wahai Journal page I showed you a minute ago? Walla Walla High School, Blue Devils.
Really?
Every time that the church people would raise heck about the mascot being Blue Devils, kids shouldn't hear about the devil, blah blah blah. Well, they do it at Duke University.
There you go.
So it must be okay. We're not like the only school in the whole country. So whenever they had March Madness for basketball, we'd always root for the Duke Blue Devils because they're Blue Devils.
That's cute.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get my day started. Let's see what the temperature is. It's supposed to go up to 64. So right now it is 61. Not bad. It's 61 right now. It's going to be sunny all day. Tomorrow, they moved it up to 50%. It was 40% when I gave the weather about an hour ago. So it's going up to 73, but 50% chance of rain tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Rest of the week, sunny.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. And that means I will be at the bus station again this coming Friday because it's going to be 66 degrees next Friday. Yes.
Now go to weather.com and type in the postal zip code for Walla Walla. Anytime you think your weather is bad, is it cold, then we'll make you feel a lot better.
Well, my heart goes out to people in the Northwest. So
it snowed in Spokane up north of us. It snowed yesterday.
We can't handle that. Every time it snows here, or even if it snows just a smidge, everything shuts down.
There's no snow plows in Durham.
The children.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember in Olympia one year. Oh gosh, this is back in the 70s, and it snowed about 1.5 feet. Because it never snows on that side of the state. Rarely it snows, especially that much.
Weeks if that happened.
Yeah. There's no snow plows. They were out there with road graders moving snow off of the main streets.
Yeah, we don't get around. We typically don't have salt trucks.
Yeah.
Like in Chicago, I used to live across the street from the 20th Ward Streets and Sanitation Office in Chicago. Each ward has its own streets and sand office, which is awesome. So it's not centralized like it is here in Durham. So at 3 a.m, if snow was in the forecast, I could look
They're
out
rolling their trucks out.
Those trucks are waiting. They're sitting there waiting.
Yep.
And as soon as they say it's going to snow, if one flake hits the ground, they send out the trucks and they salt everything. And it's wonderful.
They had winter
here in Durham, though. Oh, but not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just that's what's good for the neighborhood. They're not going to have any kind of snow trucks or salt trucks.
But I think I saw a salt truck here in Durham though one year. So we must have them now. But I don't think we have enough to cover the whole town. So when it snows, they advise everyone to stay in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
you're going to start your day. Me too.
Yeah, because it's only what 10 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, it's like a little bit after 8 here.
Bless your heart. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for dropping in, Guy.
Okay.
Appreciate you. You have a good weekend.
Let's hope that all the website owners get their wrenches in the toolbox.
Yeah, I'm going to check the hrefs.com.
Yeah, you can put hrefs to work, and then you've got some ammunition for Weebly when you go in there and say, I'm getting some broken images on my site, but if I put the full URL in my browser, that image loads. So what's the deal with the big blue button
I'll
on
definitely
the
check that. Yeah.
health page? And if they say, "Oh, we're blocking the Hrefs," but I said, "Well, quit doing that." Oh,
Right.
the other thing, I was talking to you about crawl rate. Waiting a half a second and then crawl. The information I got yesterday said don't do that.
Oh.
You don't have to. So I took that off the list to see and do.
Okay.
And I was kind of glad.
Cool. Whoa, you just got fuzzy. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think I have autofocus.
Yeah, your camera was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, that's another way I saved money. I got a camera that
50-cent camera, which is wonderful.
No, it's not.
No, the microphone was 50 cents, not the camera.
Yeah, microphone 50 cents. Did I ever show you this? Let me show you this just real quick. Now, you know how they say the microphone has to have compression? Well, I thought if I mounted it in this vise, that should give it lots of compression.
Compression. I don't think that's what they mean.
Oh, there you go. Another critic. I get a lot of times people put your finger in there and there's compression. I'm telling you.
Compression. Ouch.
Yeah. So,
okay. Yeah, well, have a great weekend, and I will see you whenever you come
probably
back.
The next time I'm around.
Okay. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Awesome. Okay, so today is Saturday, and that means, I don't know what that means. Actually, it's after 11 o'clock. I'm probably going to head over to White Rock and get groceries. They're helping people in need. I'm definitely one of those. So again, White Rock, free groceries, 11 until 1. And then Jamaat Ibad al-Rahman, 2 until 4. Free groceries. And with that, have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you Monday at noon. Ciao for now.